Hello everybody, Namaskara. In this video, let's do Kolar Science Model Paper 2, 40 questions. Aita? Google Forms ali the link idu. I've posted it in the description. Please try it as well if you're interested. So first you have to give the name and school address and taluk and everything. And then the questions start. Okay, first question, a light ray enters a glass slab at exactly 90 degree. Exactly 90 degree andre, this is the angle of incidence will be 0. Angle of incidence yak 0 agate? Because 90 degree is the normal. If you enter at 90 degree, then the angle of incidence is 0. So angle of refraction will be 0. So straight line along the normal adre refract agalla. Hage hogutte straight eye. Alright, this is a very interesting question. So let's look at this question. Idron box ide and there are 10 rays like this, and this is what we see on the other side of the box. Now the question is, what's inside the box? Yen in the box olage anta question. A beam of light is incident through the holes on side A, which is this side, and emerges out of the holes on the other side of the box, face B. What's inside the box and the question? So if you actually click this and submit, the answer suggests it's a concave lens, but that's wrong. Yake, look at the ray 10. The ray 10 is going down. Ray 10 is going down. Ray 1 is going up. If it was a concave lens, ray 10 would have gone up like this. And ray 1 would have gone down like this. So in this case, what is happening is there is a convex lens here and the focal point is somewhere here. Okay. So I'll converge ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮುಂದೆ continue ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So correct answer in this case is convex lens. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Next. Spherical lens relationship between image distance, object distance and focal length. It's a formula question. This is the formula. Next question. If the power of the lens is 2.5 diopter, what is its focal length? Focal length ku diopter gu en linko, power gu en linko. Power is 1 divided by focal length, or focal length is 1 divided by power. So power is 2.5, so 1 divided by 2.5 will be 0.4 meters. 45th question, what's the relationship between potential difference and current? This is Ohm's law. Ohm's law says voltage is proportional to current. Voltage proportional irutte current ge. Which of the following resistance does not depend on? Yavadra mele depend agalla resistance? Idu question. Resistance formula in helutte, it depends on length of the conductor, directly proportional. Longer the conductor, more is the resistance. Inversely proportional to area of the cross section. And inversely proportional andre area of cross section ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಷ್ಟು resistance ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Temperature equation ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ text book ಅಲ್ಲಿ, but actually for conductors, as you increase the temperature, the resistance increases. For insulators, as you increase the temperature, resistance decreases. So it is also dependent on the temperature. It is not dependent on density. So the correct answer in this case is density. Idu Ohm's law question. In kotiare, car headlight bulb is working on 12 volt battery. So 12 volt is the potential difference and the current is 0.5 ampere. Current is 0.5 ampere, 12 volt. So what is the resistance? So how do you find that? You divide voltage by current and that will give you 24 ohms. Okay, next. An electric heater is rated as 2 kilowatt hour. Idu 2 kilowatt antide. So 1 hour alli 2 kilowatt consume ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Electric energy costs 4 per kilowatt hour. So 1 kilowatt hour ge 4 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಒಂದು electrical energy. So 3 ಗಂಟೆ heater use ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಖರ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ? So 3 ಗಂಟೆ heater use ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2 times 3, 6 kilowatt ಖರ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ. 1 kilowatt hour ge 4, 6 times 4 is 24 rupees. Basically ನಾವು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ, ಅದು ಕಿಲೋವಾಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಂತ. 4 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ಗೆ 6 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಖರ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ. 6 4 14. Next question. The heat produced by passing an electric current through a fixed resistor is proportional to the square of I square R formula. So Joule's law. So it is magnitude of the current. It is squared. It is directly proportional to time. It is dependent on the temperature. It is directly proportional to magnitude of resistance, but it is proportional to the square of the current. 50ನೇ question. What happens to magnetic needle brought near a conductor carrying current? ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್. ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಜನರೇಟರ್ ವಿತ್ ಕಾಮ್ಯುಟೇಟರ್? ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಜನರೇಟರ್ ಬೈ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾಮ್ಯುಟೇಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಕಾಮ್ಯುಟೇಟರ್ it reverses the current. So if you take alternate current and if you reverse it, you get direct current. If you don't have commutator, you get alternate current. Domestic wiring alli insulation material du color ಏನು? ಯಾವುದ್ರದ್ದು? live wire color ಏನು? Live wire is red. Electric power station which uses natural energy source directly to turn turbines. ಅಂದರೆ ನೇಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಟರ್ಬೈನ್ಸ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಪವರ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್. ಟರ್ಮಲಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೋಲನ್ನು ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಸುಟ್ಟು ನೀರನ್ನು ಬಿಸಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನೀರನ್ನು ಬಿಸಿ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟೀಮನ್ನು ಜನ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸ್ಟೀಮನ್ನು ಟರ್ಬೈನ್ ಓಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಹೈಡ್ರೋ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೀರನ್ನು ಟರ್ಬೈನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್. ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರಲ್ಲೂ ನೀರು ಬಿಸಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ಟೀಮನ್ನು ಹಾಕೋದು. ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಪವರ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡೂ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಡೂ ಇಸ್ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಸಿಲಿಕನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಸೊ ದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿ. Okay, the gas produced by decomposition of cow dung, vegetables in anaerobic conditions is actually Kolar gas. LPG ಮತ್ತು CNG is fossil fuels. So we don't produce them. We just take crude oil and we convert them, we refine them and we get all of this. Okay. So Kolar gas is the one which you get from decomposition of cow dung. I personally don't know what is water gas. What is the process used to convert sulfide ores into their oxide? ಸೊ ಸಲ್ಫೈಡ್ ಓರ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ರೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ರೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸಲ್ಫರ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಮೆಥಡ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ರೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋಸ್ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್? ಅಡಿಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್. ಸೊ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅನ್ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್. ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್, ನೋ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೀಥೇನ್. CH4 is methane. So methane is a saturated hydrocarbon. It doesn't have any unsaturated elements. So it only has a single bond. C2H4 is ethene, which basically means it is unsaturated. So this is the correct answer. C3H8 is propane and this is butane. So these three are alkane family. This is a alkene family. Okay. Next question. Atomic number of an element is 12 and atomic number of Y is 17. What is the bond that is formed? Now atomic number 17 happens to be chlorine. I think X12 is magnesium. So one is a metal and other is not a metal. They form ionic bond. ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದು ಕೋವೆಲೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. they form metal and non-metal usually form ionic bond. So 5 ml of acetic acid is added dropwise to water. What happens? So acetic acid kind of dissolves. I mean, doesn't dissolve. It mixes well with water. So you get a clear homogeneous solution. So diluted acetic acid sigata. The functional group present in this carbon compound. Now what is CHO? CHO is aldehyde. Alcohol eno OH. Ketone is CO. Carboxylic acid COOH. So correct answer really aldehyde because ಇಲ್ಲಿ CHO ಇದೆ. Which one is this? It is butanaldehyde. Which of the following elements with atomic number belong to the same period? Same period andre they are on the same row in the periodic table. So yaad nodana. 2 is helium, that's in the first period. 3 and 10 they are in the second period. 12 will be in the third period. So the correct answer is B and C. ಹೇಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ? You will see the number of electrons in the outermost shell. So idralli outermost shell is 0. 10 also is like that. So it is 2 plus 10. 2 plus 8 will give you 10, and that's also outermost shell has 0. And 12 is the next row. So B and C is the correct answer. Identify the correct statement with respect to carbon compounds. So what is the correct statement with respect to carbon compounds? Does it dissolve in water? No. Are they good conductors of electricity? No. Do they have high melting point and boiling point? No. The forces of electron attraction between these molecules are not very strong. This is correct. Because of this, they have low melting point and boiling point. And they're generally not good conductors of electricity because they have covalent bond. And similarly, they don't dissolve in water. All right, 62. In the modern periodic table, as we move from left to right across a period, what happens to the valency of the elements? Now, valency andre how many electrons it is willing to give up easily, or how many electrons does it want. So valence electrons alla, idu valency. So valency now first increase agutte, aamele decrease agutte. So if you think of it, chlorine has a valency 1 and sodium also has a valency 1. So it and the middle elements have higher valency. All right, next question. What is the nature of aluminium oxide? Because it reacts with sodium hydroxide, which is a base. It reacts with hydrochloric acid, which is an acid. What is the nature of that? It's an amphoteric oxide. Amphoteric oxide yake? It reacts with both base and acid, right? If it only reacted with base, we would have called it acidic oxide. If it had only reacted with acid, we would have called it basic oxide. Because it reacted with both, we call it amphoteric oxide. Aluminium oxide is one of them. All right, the compound that is formed when excess of carbon dioxide. Now, excess of carbon dioxide is the important thing. When you pass more carbon dioxide through lime, calcium bicarbonate or calcium hydrogen carbonate is the one which is formed. Okay, so the correct answer is this one. Now, which one doesn't form H plus ions when added to water? Now, H plus ions are formed by acids. So, which one is an acid? HCl is an acid, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid. This is an alcohol. Alcohol is not, doesn't produce H plus ions. It actually produces OH minus ion. Whereas CH3COH is an acid. So, this is ethanoic acid. So, basically, the correct answer is methyl alcohol. The compound with the formula C6H6. Now C6H6 is benzene. Okay, cyclohexane is C6H12, hexane is C6H14, and this is an isomer. So this is basically benzene. Circular structure रहता है benzene. Most important method of transport in plants during night time. Ratri ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? What is the most important method? The most important method is the root pressure. Root pressure ಅಂದರೆ ಕೆಳಗೆ root ಇಂದ pressure ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ nutrients ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. Transpiration also happens, but that's not the most important one. Effect of root pressure is the most important one. The blood that goes only once through the heart in these during one cycle. ಸೊ ಈ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ಡು ಒಂದೇ ಸಲ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಸೈಕಲಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾವ ಅನಿಮಲ್? ಫ್ರಾಗ್, ಲಿಸರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ಫಿಶಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಒಂದೇ ಸಲ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಿದೆ? ಫಿಶ್. ವೇಲ್ ಫಿಶ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ವೇಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಮಲ್. ಶಾರ್ಕ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಿಶ್. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಪೋಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿಪೋಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ರೈನ್. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್. Maybe there's an animal which I don't know, which is a fish. But since shark is a fish, we can say D is the answer. I don't know what is labio, but I do know that salamanders are reptile family and blood goes through them twice. Whale goes through twice, frog and lizard also goes through twice. Amphibians, reptiles and mammals twice, fishes once. The main function of abscisic acid in the plants is to inhibit growth. Textbook alli ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. It is for inhibiting growth. Incorrect statement about insulin. Insulin ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ತಪ್ಪು? Is it produced in pancreas? Yes, it is produced in pancreas. Does it regulate blood sugar level? Yes. Is it iodine is required for its synthesis? No, that is not insulin, that is thyroxine. Insufficient secretion cause diabetes? Yes. So iodine is this statement is the wrong answer because iodine is not required. Iodine is required for thyroxine. The structure that controls reflex action. So reflex action andre it doesn't go to the brain. It just directly gets done without going to the brain, and that happens in spinal cord. Spinal cord ನೀವು ಚೆಕ್ ಅಂತ ಕೈನ ಬೆಂಕಿಗಿಟ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೋದು ಸ್ಪೈನಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಡಿಂದ. The part of the reproductive system of humans where fertilization occurs, it happens in fallopian tube. Okay, that is where fertilization occurs, where sperm meets the egg. The correct sequence of organs in male reproductive system, it is testis, vas deferens and urethra. Okay, so this produces sperm and it passes through and finally comes out via urethra. The part of the seed that grows and develops into shoot on germination is plumule. Now this one is an interesting question. If a round yellow seeded plant, but the key thing is both are not capital R, which means one of them is a recessive gene. If it is cross-linked with wrinkle green seeded pea plant, so in this case both are recessive. In this case only one of the R's is recessive. What happens in the F1 generation? First generation alli enagutte? Everything will be yellow. Because this is dominant, YY is dominant, so this is recessive, so everything will be yellow. So which one is all yellow? So either the last one is correct or the B is correct. So let's find out about how many of them will be round and how many of them will be wrinkled. Now since it is RR, which is like recessive, dominant and recessive and recessive, what will happen is whenever dominant gene mixes with the recessive genes, they will be round, which means half of them will be round and other half of them will be yellow. This is the answer. So acquired character andre ಹುಟ್ತಾನೆ ಬರೋದಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಅಕ್ವೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಕಲರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹುಡ್ತಾನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಲರ್ ಆಫ್ ಐಸ್, ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಏರ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಹುಡ್ತಾನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೈಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ, ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ತಿಂತೀವಿ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಸೈಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅನಾಲಾಗಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ wing of the bat and wing of a bird. Okay. CFC causes most damage to the ozone layer. The correct answer is chlorine, but if you submit answer to this quiz, it says fluorine, but that's wrong. Fluorine is not as reactive as chlorine. Fluorine is much more stable. It's a chlorine which causes all kinds of problems. Okay. CFC andre chlorofluorocarbon. Carbon irutte, fluorine irutte, chlorine irutte. Using plastic jam bottle in the kitchen for storing things, it's reuse. You're reusing the plastic jam bottle for storing something else. And final question, community in Rajasthan, they conserve forest and wildlife, is Bishnoi community. Okay, so we did all 40 questions. Hopefully you found this useful. Thank you for watching. See you soon with a new video. Bye.